What's going on, y'all? I'm Czar, and I want to show you the difference between using a EQ to boost the high end on a vocal and using analog saturation to boost the high end on a vocal, specifically using Denise Audio's God Mode. So we use saturation to make things sound bigger and more exciting. And in the case of adding high end to a vocal, you can add more presence and more excitement using saturation versus just using an EQ. So on the left, I've got Denise Audio's God Mode. On the right, I've got PreSonus Pro EQ2. And using this on a vocal from Sarah Tillman, this is a acoustic guitar and vocal. Right now, both are bypassed. Right now, I'm just doing some compression with Denise Audio's Dragonfire. And so this is with no processing on it as far as to the high end. This is just the vocal being compressed right now.
Can't live without you. My heart turned black and blue, baby. I was a fool. Love should never feel this cruel.
Okay, so this vocal can stand to use some high-end enhancement. So I've got a shelf at 8K, 6 dB with the PreSonus EQ2, and this is what that sounds like.
Can't live without you. My heart turned black and blue, baby. I was a fool. Love should never feel this cruel.
And we're going to compare that to Denise Audio's God Mode, where I've done the same thing, 6 dB shelf at 8K, except this is doing it with saturation.
Can't live without you. My heart turned black and blue, baby. I was a fool. Love should never feel this cruel.
Okay, so now we're going to add in the guitar so we can hear it all in the mix. Once again, this is the PreSonus EQ.
Can't live without you. My heart turned black and blue, baby. I was a fool. Love should never feel this cruel.
And God Mode.
Can't live without you. My heart turned black and blue, baby. I was a fool. Love should never feel this cruel.
So to me, the God Mode is making it sound more exciting, more present, it's cutting through more. And let's take a closer look at what we're doing with God Mode here. So God Mode is a unique saturation plugin because it offers 3 different types of saturation. Right now, we've got just a little bit of tape saturation going. You got warp, which is going to distort the amplitude, and buzz is going to distort the waveform. Both of those are warp, and buzz is going to do a little bit too much for what I want for this vocal. I still want to keep it kind of clean, so we're just using a little bit of the tape emulation here. But just to show you how far you can really go with this tape emulation, this is with it at 75.
Can't live without you. My heart turned black and blue, baby. I was a fool. Love should never feel this cruel.
So you can hear it start to break up some. It's going to break up even more if I push it into 100. So yeah, I don't want all that. So just a good 20 to 30% is good. Again, we're boosting 6 dB at 8K into the saturation. And the unique thing about God Mode, it uses what Denise Audio calls as a push-pull technology. So with pull at 100%, we're not getting any of that high-end boost, but the more I bring this down to 0, the more we are adding that high-end effect into this. So I think I hit it around 40% there. And also rolled off just a little bit of lows with the high pass filter here. But just to give you an example, I'll bring up the warp and bring up the buzz so you can hear it. And we'll take out the guitar and listen to just the vocal.
Can't live without you. My heart turned black and blue, baby. I was a fool. Love should never feel this cruel.
So again, not what I want for this vocal, but you do have that option here with God Mode. So there's a look at, comparing using analog saturation to enhance the high end versus just using an EQ. Next time you want to boost some highs, try Denise Audio's God Mode and try boosting the high end on that and see if it's something you prefer. If you haven't checked out Denise Audio's God Mode, I have a link in the description if you want to check it out or learn more about it. Any questions, comments, let me know, and I'll catch y'all next time.
I want to invite you to check out my podcast, the Faders Up Podcast, where we discuss pro audio and beyond. We discuss everything from recording to gear to the music business. So if you're an audio engineer, songwriter, recording artist, music producer, this podcast is for you. We recently started season 2, and we're going to have a lot of listener questions on this season, as well as some really cool guests that's lined up and giveaways as well. So if you've already subscribed and followed the podcast, thank you. If you haven't, it's available on all platforms, and I encourage you to check it out. Also, rate it and review it and let us know what you think.